What a wonderful scene we have here for the setup to this final of the Stanford 2020 competition. Don't go anywhere. We're close to that time, but for now, we'll take a break and come back to you.
2020. Stop boxing blind. Are you ready? For cricket tonight time. It's time to party. And have a good time. Everyone in the world of cricket can get mad. It's 2020.
The rolling that it's had and the fact that it does have a little dark look to it on top tells me that there's a little bit of moisture in it, and that will help the ball to bounce and carry.
Okay, Douche, thanks so much. Enjoy the game, by the way. Okay, just one thing I want to point out, okay? I've got one area here that just concerns me a fraction, okay? It's a little bit of a ridge, it's a little bit of an indentation, and quite simply, if a ball hits the downside of this area, it has the potential to actually roll and keep fairly low. If it hits the upside of this, of course, it's got potential of doing the opposite and keeping it a little bit high as it goes past the batsman. So it might be just a little bit variable here, but I think this track is going to be absolutely full of runs.
We hope so as well. The night has fallen here in Antigua at the Stanford Cricket Ground. The weather forecast is for a very pleasing temperature, 29 degrees Celsius at a max, and there's a lovely breeze blowing across the ground to keep things pleasant for the players. Well, we're getting closer and closer to that time. We've had news about how the toss should go. Jeffrey Dujon gave us those thoughts. By the way, he didn't just run down there to that pitch report. It was pre-recorded. Let's go now to the toss and hear what's happening with Mike Hazeman.
Here we go for the start of the big one. I've got the men that matter in the middle alongside with the two captains and also the match referee, Remre Sarwan, the captain of Guyana, Darren Ganger, the captain of Trinidad and Tobago, and also the match referee, Pat White. Darren has the coin. Ronnie's going to call. Heads. Bit of a roll-up. Pat, what do we got here? Tails it is. Okay, Darren, first blow to you. What are you going to do?
Yeah, we're going to have a bat. I think it's a good track, and as I said before, it's a lot less pressure on you when you bat first. I think, the guys are G'd up. We've got a lot of confidence coming out from some final game against Nevis, so we're looking forward to the encounter.
We would have actually chased if we had won the toss. Like I've said before, our strength is our batting, and I would have stick to that.
Okay, and what about the build-up? How have you handled the last little while? Not too much time between games. What have you guys been up to?
No, we just did a bit of training and relaxed a bit. We've had a couple of days off, and the training that we put in was very intense, and we want to bring that same sort of intensity in the field this evening.
How nervous are the boys for this big game?
I'm not too sure. They haven't really expressed themselves to me.
It's always an interesting sign, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I think they'll be pretty okay. They'll be carrying themselves well, and what we've had in the meeting and stuff said in the meeting, they'll be very confident and they're really looking forward to this game.
How much planning have you done against specific individuals in the opposition?
We have probably had the longest meeting this morning, and I think it's because of the fact that Trindad will be playing well and we know what they're capable of. So we looked at their players, their main players and stuff like that, but I think it's going to be a keen contest.
Okay, the surface looks terrific. Any changes in your side?
No, we have the same team.
Ronnie, good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, so there's the views of the two captains, and the news in the middle is that Trinidad and Tobago have won the toss, and they're going to strike first.
This crowd is ready, and it's good to see unchanged teams all the way through the competition. Guyana, well, they'll be looking to Sarwan to strike tonight. Nasing Dionarain with the ball has been effective, and Mahindra Nagamutu for Trinidad and Tobago, the two guys at the top of the list. Perkins, Belcon, they'll be looking to give their team a good start, and such depth in batting on both sides. We're ready to go. Lance Gibbs would never have called a more important battle. Let's hear from him. Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, let's get it on!
Let's get it on indeed, as we come to the first 2020 final in the Caribbean, and appropriately between the team which this season has won the first-class championships in the Caribbean against Guyana, the team which last season won the last limited overs championship, the KFC Cup. So we have the two champions of the West Indies against each other here in the first 2020 tournament. Lana Scush with the first delivery, and it's William Perkins who is in strike. The Trinidadians with the two teenage opening batsmen, both 19 years of age, who've done so well for them in the tournament. William Perkins is now facing Mario Belcon at the other end, and as we've seen in the tournament so far, Guyana going with spin to begin with. Lana Scush opens the batting for them as well. Got the man of the match award in the semi-final. And there's the first run. Scooting through for it. So Trinidad and Tobago underway. As I say, good evening in the commentary box for the first time to Mark Nicholas.
Good evening, Tony, and good evening, everybody out there.
Chipped away. Now they'll be looking for a second here, and they should get the second quite comfortably. Wayward return. Imran Khan done it long on. It's an interesting ploy here, but this has been the pattern by all the teams through the tournament, that they've tended to use spin from the start. Trinidad and Tobago very well supported here, but not as well supported as Guyana. We've seen throughout the tournament that the Guyana support has far outweighed anyone else in the tournament. Of course, a number of Guyanese immigrants now resident in Antigua, and they've come out in their numbers to support them. Useful first over, just the 4 runs coming off it.
Very good first over, back of a length, which is unusual from a slow bowler, an indication that this is a slowish pitch, as was the one in the second semi-final the other night. A thought about the toss, you know, I know both teams were very happy with the result of the toss. Trinidad and Tobago were keen to bat, Guyana keen to chase runs. They've won all 3 of their games chasing. I just think it's an advantage to bat first, because I just have a kind of a feeling if you get enough on the board, it's such a tense thing to chase runs for $1 million. I'm sure that'll change the nature of the way you chase. So to me, there's just a hint of an advantage to Trinidad and Tobago at batting first.
Yusin Trindad, who has shown much more with the bat than the ball in this tournament, played wonderfully well in the victory over Jamaica, that key match for Guyana. And he got 71 from just 39 deliveries, but his forte really is his bowling. But, that's been a rather disappointment. He's found it difficult to control the white ball. Let's see how he goes here. Just rolling down to mid-on, so time enough for the run.
Not bad. This is a staggering scene, really. A full ground and a beautiful cricket ground. Excellent floodlights. Those screens might look top class on your picture, but let me tell you, they're the best that I've ever seen in terms of clarity. Everything about this has a bit of gloss, a bit of class. Will the cricket be able to follow that class given the prize? $1 million to win it. $500,000 to come second. That ain't a bad runner-up prize. And the intensity of interest all over the Caribbean, never mind here in Antigua, of course, where this game is the talk of the town.
That is the wrong shot to the wrong ball. So what we've seen so far from these 2 batsmen are cross-batted shots against Crandon,
and against quite lowish bounce and not a lot of pace. I think reasonably you might have expected, William Perkins might have expected that ball to bounce waist high or just above waist high.
Not to hurry here. Just indication of some nerves, I think, from these 2 batsmen, which is understandable, such a big occasion for them. There's the stage which will be, well, I suppose you can say center stage after the match, where we have a number of outstanding West Indian artists to our concert when this game is over. Beanie Man from Jamaica we've had here during the 2020 tournament, during the intervals. Grammy Award winner, reggae artist from Jamaica, of course, Beanie Man. I've been told that by someone much younger than I am.
He's done the tournament theme song as well, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, I think there are nerves showing here from these two batsmen. They're trying to cross every delivery. This is not what we saw from Perkins earlier. This is Belcon here, and perhaps more accustomed to Belcon playing those shots, but certainly we've seen from Perkins more orthodox shots in the tournament. A good start here for Crandon. And as soon as you say that, he delivers a wide down the leg side, and in fact it's a good stop by the keeper Tyrrell Tull. Now Tull's a big man as it is. He's 19 years of age, not the kind of physique you expect for a keeper, and he is incapacitated with a knee injury, so he's done very well to get down the leg side to stop this one, not cleanly, but to cuff it down around the single, so that will count as 2.
He's suffering too, not as much as Crandon will if he doesn't get it straight, mind you. That's much better.
That's giving them a run. Percival it is, just giving them a run, but this is slogging, and we haven't seen slogging from Perkins and from a lot of the young batsmen in this tournament. Disappointing. 9 without loss, 2 overs gone. Mike Haseman is the next voice you'll hear.
You know, there's all sorts of people in this crowd tonight, and they're having a great time, but there's one bloke I suppose you could say is a little bit crabby about proceedings right now. Have a look at this fella. He's a pet of this gentleman alongside me. I'll hand him back. There you go. It's your pet crab. You brought him along. He's a live crab, just in case people don't realise.
Yeah, he's live.
Okay, what's his name?
Don't have any name.
You don't have a name for him. So why have you decided to bring your pet crab to the cricket tonight?
I always usually care to the carnival, so I bring it to the cricket also.
Okay, well, this is the first boundary, or a boundary, I should say. That's obviously nice to see. And the first 6 overs, we know, are crucial in this format for both teams as well, and that is certainly unorthodox. There's no fielders in that region. So a boundary, which is nice to see, 13 for none. 1 ball in at the 3rd over. Who are you supporting, by the way?
Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, you're supporting there. What about the crab? Who are you supporting?
Not talking.
No, he's obviously very, very quiet at the moment. But obviously, he's tried it again. This time it's not going to go all the way to the rope, but this is inventive cricket. That's what we've seen in the Stanford 2020, and 2 more runs. So, I mean, he obviously enjoys it. I mean, he likes coming here. And it's not the first game you brought him to.
No. Yeah, well, this one he come to the first game. The one I had before, it was a different one.
Okay, and if I put my finger there, is he going to grab me?
No.
Okay, well, that's just as well. Coase, I'm going to bring the crab up to see you a little bit later, mate.
Just let me know when you're doing it, will you? So I can get out of here.
You want to be careful, he might eat it.
Well, we've seen a couple of shots here from off the first 2 deliveries of the over by Perkins. A shot we saw from him early on, that shovel, which has become almost the norm now in the shortened game.
Yeah, all the variations of the sweep stroke, you'd probably call that the scoop sweep, and it's played off length more than anything else. If the bowler is holding his length back, you're relying on the bounce of the ball to play the stroke. It's a much harder stroke to play off a fully pitched ball, and it's something the players talk about. I mean, you've got to have an idea for just about everything, particularly for when the pace is taken off the ball, as we're watching now. That's good placement, certainly worth a couple. And interesting how this over, the batsmen have settled down and been quite happy to place the ball, not try to hit it too hard. And it's the classier of the 2, probably William Perkins, who's done that.
Nice shot, but there's a man out there. There's set field for the off spinner. Good return too. So ends off the over. 3 overs gone. Trinidad and Tobago winning the toss, batting in the final of the Stanford 2020, or 20 without loss.
Confirmation of the teams. Some real talent. No changes from the sides that have been successful. Interesting to watch the mix too of test players and club cricketers, of slow bowling and fast bowling, and of age and youth. We've seen guys in their late 30s and even a 16-year-old in the tournament. Some athletic and some not so athletic, both on the field and off it.
Well, he's clobbered that wide of mid-on. He's got a boundary for it. Not a very attractive shot, but effective from Perkins.
One of the points that Darren Gagan made in an interview before play began was how Perkins seemed to adapt to playing a big standard of cricket, playing under pressure, that he had a pretty old head on young shoulders. It's a young face, isn't it?
We saw him play orthodox shots for the most part in earlier matches. Tonight he's not quite as fluent as that. He's just looking to hammer the ball away. Certainly didn't intend that to go that way. He's now the leading run scorer in the tournament. He's passed another teenager, 18-year-old Andrea Fletcher from Grenada. So Fletcher from Grenada, 112 runs in his 3 matches. Of course, this is Perkins' 4th match, and he's pushed up now to 18, so he moves on to 124 runs in the tournament, leading scorer. Of course, he had that unbeaten 2 in a match which was washed out against Barbados, had to be replayed. That's gone. That's 5 wides. That's a wayward delivery from Crandon.
Well, it's the first ball that's really bounced, so that gave Tal no home whatsoever. The fact that he's injured and carrying a pound and had to drift down the leg side wasn't good news for him, whether he's got gloves on or not. That kind of wildness can change the momentum. At the moment in this early sparring, you'd probably give the points to Guyana. If you suddenly get rushes of blood to the head from a bowler who wants to bang the middle out of a slow pitch and give runs away, you can change that momentum.
I think he was encouraged, first of all, by the shot which was played for the previous delivery, a short ball. We've seen both of these batsmen pulling without controlling the ball. John the Dentist Maynard tested him out in the semi-final against Nevis, and 2 or 3 occasions the ball was completely mistimed and just fell away from the fielder in the leg side, who happened to be Stuart Williams, the captain of Nevis. So perhaps he's got this in the back of his mind, but it was badly directed. Perkins just doesn't seem settled. Not the player we have seen earlier in the tournament, not the orthodox player. He's just jumping around. Nerves there.
It's a lot of money, $1 million US. It's not a bad call for LBW, I'll tell you.
Yeah, $1 million US works out to 6.2 million Trinidad and Tobago dollars, and 200 million Guyana dollars.
Well, that's, I would say, lucky not to be called a wide.
Fly Caribbean Star and Caribbean Sun Airlines all this summer and see what all the shouting's about. Caribbean Star and Caribbean Sun are proud to be the official airlines of the incredible Stanford 2020 cricket tournament.
And here is Kush now, the off spinner. Just settling down, picking up the runs here, keeping wickets intact.
Yeah, the issue, I suppose, is that you've got to use the first 6 overs to make an impression, because after that the field can spread. And at the moment they're not doing that, certainly not the way that they've done in previous games. Credit to the field placings and the bowling. And as Tony says, to nervous opening batsmen.
got him low on the full toss, I would think. Basil Morgan has a look and very quickly made the decision. And just as I think explains to coach why it's not out.
Well, it hit him outside the line of off stump, so it's a top-class decision from Basil. And whether or not it's going on to hit the stumps was immaterial on that occasion. It wasn't, as it happened, as Hawkeye suggests. Yeah, that's wonderful use of the feet. And pitches on the top of the side screen. Now there's some natural talent for you. The best of William Perkins.
Not cross-hauling, straight batted hit, absolutely straight overhead. Kind of drive which Tiger Woods would be pleased with. Right down the middle.
That's clever. It didn't quite work for him. I was just thinking of Gordon Greenwich, actually, one of the legends who was a master of a skip of the feet and then that very straight hit down the ground. Look at that. Ooh, that's as good as it gets.
So 5 overs gone, just 1 to go before the field restrictions are lifted. It's 40 without loss. We go down to Mike Haseman.
The cricket ball. The cricket ball evolved. The game we love evolved. Stanford 2020 cricket.
Worried about Guyana at all?
No, I ain't worried, man. Our boys playing good. This year we in top form. Go with Soccer Warriors. Thing for sure. And I know we're going to win. No problem with that.
Okay, now that worries me a bit because I spoke to a gentleman in the crowd in the semi-final. He said they only had one batsman, that was Sarwin, but they bat a long way down and they're chasing, which is what they want to do.
No problem with that. We have good bowlers. We have a good all-round team. We won this Shell Cup, the other cup before this year. We win everything this year. So we're making it 3 in a row.
Joey, I tell you one thing that you guys are very good at, and that's fielding. You've been the best fielding side by some distance.
Yes, we have a good coach in David Williams. And the guy's training hard, and we just developed our potential right now.
Okay, so if you're talking about atmosphere, you want to be near the Trinity people, right?
Yeah!
Okay, let's go back to our commentators.
They are jumping in the stands. They are seeing another good opening partnership between Mario Belfon and William Perkins, as has happened for Trinidad and Tobago on every occasion in this tournament. He's hit that on the up. He favours the leg side. They've opened with 70, 69 and 31 respectively, the opening partnerships in this tournament. Problems Jeffrey Durjan for Ramner Sawan.
Well, it's taken them a little while, but they're getting into stride. Belcon, beautiful shot on the up through mid-wicket. Tended to start off cross-hauling the bowling at the beginning, but now they're looking to play a bit straighter, play a little bit more in front of square, and the scoring just picking up slightly.
Only 3 deliveries left before the restrictions are released. Good bowling. I don't know if it's this pitch, Jeffrey. Folks, you're looking at this on your television screens, and I just think the ball has gone through generally with good pace and bounce from Crandon. There's been the odd one that hasn't gone through as much as the bowler would like.
Well, a lot of work has gone into this pitch the last couple of days, and we can see that the bounce is pretty good. And he's given him, as soon as we talked about bounce, one kept a bit low, played right across it, Belcon, and umpire Clancy Mack figures that was in front. So Guyana get their first wicket. Looked a straight delivery, it's just outside off stump. He kept a little bit low, but definitely hit the batsman right in front of middle stump. Hawkeye confirms that. So Belcon goes for 12. It's 44 for 1.
Here at the Stanford cricket ground, Kyron Pollard is into the picture to replace Mario Belcon, who was dismissed LBW to Trindad. He had a wonderful knock overnight, half century, 7 sixes in 83 from 38 balls. He was dropped pretty early in the piece. Can he reproduce that tonight? He certainly has the potential. He's about 6 feet 3 inches tall, 19 years old, comfortably, I would think, 190, 200 pounds. And he can hit it a long way. Only one delivery left in this 6th over. And then you can have more than 2 fielders outside of the 30-yard circle. Brandon has been more impressive tonight than at any time in the tournament with the ball. Pollard's away. That is the end of the 6th over. Trinidad and Tobago may be placed where they want to be, 45 for 1.
And Guyana will be happy with the result of that over. 5 runs conceded, but the wicket of Belcon. A lot of Guyanese support here tonight. Very festive atmosphere. Both teams unchanged, suggesting that both feel that they have the right blend, the right combination to spirit away this $1 million. Made a good start. Ramnaresawa on his field placing, especially to the off spin of Kush, has been good.
Against Nevis in the semi-final, Trinidad and Tobago were even better placed. They were 10 runs to the better at a similar point, but it is still a good foundation. Ramnaresawa has the earpiece on, folks. And I'll get some thoughts from him in a minute. I know he's busy. This is a huge encounter, most expensive encounter we've seen in cricket. Bounce from Kush. Ramners, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Are you comfortable with the way the bowlers have gone now after 6 overs?
Yeah, of course. I think this is one of the areas that we have dropped down in the tournament. But I thought Piston is bowling pretty well. What kind of start are we looking for?
You've got some key slow bowlers to come as well, McGarrell and Nagamutu. How long is it before you bring those guys into the attack to try to tighten the screws?
It's not going to be too long. It's very important that we also get a wicket within the next 4 overs or so. So I'll probably use one of them soon.
Okay, I'll let you get back to your work. I know it's crunch time out there. $1 million ringing in the minds of many people around this ground.
Well, he's done a pretty good job so far. Trinidad and Tobago normally get off to a flyer. We've seen them really hammer it around in the first couple of overs. Not many boundaries hit in these first 6. Hazeman, where art thou?
Jeff, I've decided to come down and have a bit of a chat to Chicky. Chicky's getting ready to fire up here. We'll just wait for the end of this over. Looks like it's going to be 2 in the end. A little bit of indecision, but they've got home. So that brings up the 50 as well. There's real buzz in this crowd. But Chicky, I reckon there's just one thing missing. What do you reckon?
Yeah, we got to play this song for Gary, our friend over there, camera number 5.
Sawan full of concentration. Mason Crandon in what will be his last over has bowled well up to this point. Those of you whom I just have joined our telecast, Trinidad and Tobago 52 for 1. William Perkins is on 28. Another good innings in the tournament of 24 balls. Kyron Pollard is on 5, new to the crease of just 5 balls. Looking, Jeffrey, I think, to get his eye in quite sensibly before he gets an opportunity to launch. Whether he does that effectively to the merriment of Mr. Alan Stanford and the thousands in this ground, only time will tell.
Well, they've been keeping the scoring rate ticking over. And deliveries like that always help. Really wayward delivery. Not the first we've seen from Crandon.
That's a previous over from Crandon. What he's done better tonight is the first time he have bowled 4 overs. He's bowled a better length. Previously, he's overpitched on too many occasions. This is a good line just outside the off stump, nipping back. Good control of length. Oh, it's gone! I say good control of length. Also good control of line. Crandon has brought something to the party for Guyana.
Well, he's been trying really hard to keep the ball straight, Crandon. And this delivery touching down just about off stump. Pollard playing across it. Looks as if it would just about hit leg stump. And Hawkeye confirms that. So Crandon gets the wicket of Kieran Pollard before he can settle. He goes for 5. Trinidad and Tobago 53 for 2.
Another one of the Trinidad and Tobago batsmen. Darren Ganga, the captain, has come to the crease. Batted beautifully in the semi-final to get a half-century after his struggles early on in the tournament. Very good friend of Ramnori Sawan and vice versa, but they're competing tonight. This is just such an improvement, folks, from Crandon. You saw him earlier in the tournament. He struggled with wides down the leg side. He struggled by overpitching the ball. He was under pressure. He's obviously gone away and done work on his bowling.
And he's used this surface very well. He's getting some assistance from it. A couple of bouncing, a couple of keeping low. Realizes once he keeps the ball straight, he'll have a chance. Trinidad and Tobago batsmen tending to play a little bit too much across the line, not using the straighter shots.
how close that was. He does nip the ball back in quite sharply. Was it doing too much?
Looked to have bounced a little bit too high. He's normally a pretty straight player, Darren Ganga. We should be looking for him to play more up the ground. Good decision from umpire Clancy Mack.
Too high again. Once again, the ball nipping back, and Ganga this time maybe looking to play the touch too square.
Appeared to hit him outside off stump. It was a fair way across. That again looked as if it would have maybe gone over the stumps. Wasn't too much of an appeal from the Guyanese.
This is the 9th wide in this spell from Crandon, so he's bowled well. He's improved his figures at the moment. 3.5 overs, 25 runs. Importantly, 2 wickets, but it's had its little blemish with the 9 wides that he's delivered.
That just spoils a good effort. Nevertheless, those 2 wickets very much needed by Guyana.
Beautiful spell in the context of 2020 cricket from Ethan Crandon. Well done. He's still got his work to be done for the rest of the afternoon, probably with the bat.
There are 3 things that make Caribbean Sun and Caribbean Star Airlines wonderful. Location, location, location. Visit flycaribbeanstar.com or flycsa.com for the only airlines in the world that really can promise you the sun and the stars.
The cricket bat. Cricket bat evolved. The game we love evolved. Stanford 2020 cricket.
Ground staff seem to be preparing for a shower.
We were told by the people that know best Met Office that there's a chance of some showers tonight. And I think what we're seeing here is the manifestation of that. Nice shot.
And that's more like what the batsman should be doing. Looking to play in the straight areas, hit the ball down the ground. Look for width from the bowlers. And that sprinkle has gotten a little bit heavier. Out come the covers. So we're going to have an interruption.
And it's unfortunate. Throughout this tournament we haven't had too much inclement weather. Just the one game has been decided by the Duckworth-Lewis method. It was a risk playing the tournament at this time of year, but due to many factors it was the only time available, and it has to be said that we've been well blessed with good weather throughout whatever happens. Only one game has been shortened. Good news for our viewers in that rain has almost dissipated to an extent. Still drizzling a touch. The ground staff, I think you couldn't blame them for caution, because when you look towards, I suppose, the eastern side of the ground at night, you cannot see when the rain is coming in. You cannot see the night sky and discern that there are heavy clouds in the vicinity. so it's difficult for the ground staff. Don't think they'll be out there Jeopardy zone for too much longer.
It appears to be just a passing show. There is still a misty sort of sprinkle, but I would think in the context of this game that they could have continued. The fieldsmen they looked very reluctant to come off, wanted to stay, wanted to maintain the momentum.
I agree. It's raining sufficiently. It's drizzling sufficiently for the covers to remain out there, no doubt in my mind. And this is the situation of the match. 61 for 2 after 8.5 overs. Guyana got a good start with their bowling. Trindad picking up 2 wickets. Trinidad and Tobago equally putting on 44 for the first wicket. Brandon, who struggled with the ball, picked up 2 for 25 tonight. And a good mental strength being shown by him. Kush, 4 overs for 30. So lots of entertainment on view tonight. And let's ask Mike Hazeman to entertain us some more.
Yeah, thanks, Dudes. I'm going to entertain you by having a chat to the Trinidad and Tobago coach, David Williams. David, this is intense cricket.
Yes, it is. It is. I mean, there's a final. There's a lot at stake. And the cricket is intense at the moment.
Okay, just a little bit of a rain delay. Doesn't look like it's going to be anything too threatening. Of course, we've got a lot of time before we start eating into overs. But you don't plan for this sort of thing, do you?
No, of course not. I mean, the focus, I read the focus today. And the focus said it's going to rain around 7, between 7 and 8. So we expected this. But nevertheless, we choose to bat. And we just need to put a decent total on the board.
It's an important thing, isn't it? You guys wanted to bat, Guyana wanted to bowl. So both captains were happy. But you always want to put pressure on by batting first and getting, importantly, a big total.
Yeah, definitely. I think we have a very good batting lineup. And once we put 160, between 160 and 170 on the board, we back our bowlers to get a good job done for us. So the start is not exactly what we wanted, but you know, it's still a long way to go in the match.
So pretty good bowling, wasn't it?
Yeah, good bowling by Trindad. You know, he was going at 12-15 over before he started this game. So credit must go out to him the way he bowled today.
Okay, now you said 160, 170. Was that the target you started with before playing?
No, we started 176 to be exact.
176 to be precise. Okay, have you adjusted it?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. There's still Ricardo Powell at the bat, Shazam Baba, a lot of experience, and our batting goes right down to number 11. So
this game, to me, appears tailor-made for Ricardo Powell. We haven't seen him fly yet. Tonight could be the night.
Well, he said to me this morning, Will, today is my day. So we're just hoping that it turns out that way. We're just waiting for Ricardo to, to spend some time at the crease, and he's going to do his magic.
What have the boys said about the track? What's been their comments, the guys that have come in?
Well, this is different from the one that we played on in the last game. This one is a little bit lower. I was surprised that the ball came off with Trindad. It's coming off the wicket pretty well. So that's going to do our fast bowlers pretty good. But it's a decent track.
What about the atmosphere, Dave?
Fantastic. You couldn't ask for anything better. This is as good as it can get.
That's right. Okay, Dave, thanks so much for your time. I know you want to go and regroup with your boys at the moment. The ground staff at the moment are just out there in the middle. I'm just going to actually take a little bit of a walk out as well and just and see if it is still raining. It looks like it's not raining at all now, so I reckon it's going to be any time the ground staff will get going. And I'm sure the umpires are... there we go, there's Basil Morgan out there. And in fact, there we go, there's the signal from Basil Morgan. He wants the covers off. And that's the instructions, of course. The ground is a magnificent training ground. It has been built that if there is torrential rain, it'll be no more than 15 minutes before we get back on the park and play. We didn't have torrential rain, so we're going to be starting pretty soon. Back to you boys in the commentary box.
Confirmation of the scene here at the Stanford Cricket Ground in Antigua. We've had a little break because of a rain interruption, but thankfully it has not been very heavy and it has not lasted very long. The crowd is built up for this big game, most valuable game that has been played in cricket anywhere. Trinidad and Tobago and their supporters, and lots of Guyanese support as well. If you missed the start of this final, have a look at some of these highlights.
So we have the two champions of the West Indies against each other here in the first 2020 tournament. Yeah, I think the nerves showing here from these two batsmen. They're trying to cross hole every delivery. This is not what we saw from Perkins earlier. But he's clobbered that wide of mid-on.
Yeah, that's wonderful use of the feet. And pictures on the top of the side screen. Now there's some natural talent for you. The best of William Perkins.
And he's given him. As soon as we talked about bounce, run kept a bit low.
Oh, it's gone. I say good control of length, also good control of line. Trindad has brought something to the party for Guyana. Action all round. Action from the word go. Perkins and Belcon started off as they have done so often in this tournament. Very well, adding 44 in 5.5 overs. But Trindad has struck on 2 occasions, picking up 2 for 25. Hinja Nagamutu, the man who picked up 5 wickets against the Grenada, 5 for 15. One of the stars of the tournament is back in. Ramnarish, I know you're directing traffic at the moment. Does this break hamper any of your plans or any momentum?
No, not really. I think we've been playing for a while, so it shouldn't. It gave us an opportunity to recuperate. Back up.
Ramnarish, what sort of total do you think what sort of total do you think Ghana would be comfortable with here? I know it's theoretical, but what do you set yourself?
Anywhere between the region of 140, 150. What is that?
Jeffrey Dujon is still alongside me. David Williams spoke a little while ago about getting up to 160, 170.
Well, I think it's very doable. Only lost 2 wickets. There's some 12 overs to go. Looks like about scoring at a little bit over 8 an over. And probably why you would feel comfortable with that is because no one has made more than 140 against Trinidad so far. So they'd be very confident that they could defend a total of about 160. It's the end of Nagamutu's over, 63 for 2 at the end of 9.
There's David Williams, very well organized coach. And I know from personal experience we've played much of our career together at West Indies and Trinidad and Tobago levels. Very good friends for a lot of the time. And he brings a sense of calmness, I think, to the dressing room area under pressure. He has that ability to stay calm, to stay, I suppose, level no matter what the situation. He gives praise where it's needed. And he can also discuss constructively when things don't go right. Another quality performer in this tournament is into the attack. Nasing Dionarine has picked up vital wickets all the way through.
He's really turned the games he's played in so far, Dionarine. It's been a very effective partnership breaker. This will be a quick 2 had it hit. Could have been struggling. Percival, backward square leg boundary. And that's it away. Pick the gap nicely. 4 runs, Darren Ganga. Got to the pitch, nice and balanced. Picked his spot, just hit it wide of long on.
Good shot, very clever shot from Ganga. This 2020 cricket is showing that he can expand his game into a more aggressive mode.
Roy is going to take a chance bowling around the wicket, pitching anywhere around that leg stump. Short, fine leg, no chance at all. 8 in 2 balls. Expensive over so far. 11 from 4.
It is interesting because every time Narsingh is bowled in this tournament, he's bowled from round the wicket. He picked up the wicket of Gale, Samuels and Bow against Jamaica, totally turned the game on his head from round the wicket. Picked up a couple of wickets against Grenada when they were going well. He's not spinning the ball a great deal, just looking for that angle. And is that gone? He's found the angle, and Perkins is going in one direction, back to the pavilion. Well done, Tall.
This was a good piece of work. Perkins a danger man. Came down, missed it completely. Tull finally got hold of it, but in time to beat Perkins, lunged back to the crease. Fiona Ryan has done it again. Dangerous. William Perkins goes for 32. Trinidad and Tobago 75 for 3 after 10.
Ricardo Powell has come to the crease, and every time he turns up, many that know him think we are in for something special. But it's been a protracted loss of form for lovely cricketer, lovely person. Just needs to get some good scores.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Tony Kozia has replaced Jeffrey Dujon, and key wicket again. Narsingh Deonarayan has done it again, Tony.
After 2 boundaries as well. Pressure was on Deonarayan. Nicely played. Promising start here by Ganga. Well, Perkins again among the runs, but not the kind of innings we've seen from him early in the tournament. Rather disappointing, I felt, this evening. That a lot of cross-batted shots. Disappointing way for him to be dismissed. Ganga had to skid back into his ground. He's backing up as he needs to. Typical Ricardo Powell shot. He just gets a single for it. As these two get going, they're vastly experienced, both of them. Ricardo Powell first appeared for the West Indies in 1999, as did Ganga. International experience. Ganga offering the single and Powell turning it down. There's a disagreement between the two of them. It won't last very long. Got to look for the singles. Here's Ganga. Come along. Powell says no. Now he says yes. A little bit of fumbling means that they can get through quite comfortably in the end. Only 3 runs off the over. It's 78 for 3 as we go down to Mike Haseman.
Yeah, thanks, Coz. I've got Lyndon alongside me. Lyndon, as you can see, is supporting Guyana. He lives in Antigua, but he's... how long have you been living in Antigua?
16 to 18 years.
But you're here in full voice tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
Very excited when the last wicket went down.
Well, I have 2 teams, Mike. They call me Antigua, and Antigua and Guyana, they're my homes, you know what I mean? And Antigua's out. There's only Guyana left for me, right? That's the land of my boy. And believe me, Guyana's taking this home tonight.
Okay, I mean, it's terrific cricket right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good game. Trinidad's a good team. They won the last championship, the 4-day regional championship. But the beauty about it, Guyana has a lot more experienced players than they have.
Oh, there's one down. He's dropped it. It was hit very, very hard indeed. Darren Ganga smashing it straight back to the bowler and just burst through the hands.
Drop catch, man. That's what I'm talking about.
You want those catches taken?
Yeah, catches win matches, mate.
Well, we've seen that throughout the tournament, that's for sure. Okay, so there's a bit of a life for Darren Ganga. Now, Ricardo Powell on strike. What about Ricardo?
The power of Powell is not going to come to scratch tonight.
The what? The
power of Ricardo Powell is not going to come to scratch tonight.
Okay,
We're going to take him out.
So you're not concerned about him at all?
No, I'm not concerned about Ricardo Powell. I was concerned about the youngster Kieran something. I can't remember his last name, but he's gone. So, you know, that's history. You know, this is 2020 cricket at
bang! 6! Take half a dozen, Ricardo Powell, and the umpire has put a set of horns on that one. What a fine blow that is. Right out of the screws. That is the way that Ricardo Powell plays. We know that. We've seen it for years. He's not going to take too long to get his eye in. He's going to look to be the enforcer. Power hitters make a big difference in this game. Okay, Lyndon, briefly, you're not worried now about Ricardo?
No, I'm not worried about Ricardo. This is 2020 cricket. He's going to play shots, but he's going to get out soon. That's his highest score so far in the tournament, if I'm not wrong, because he's made, what, 1s and 0s and stuff like that. He's my friend altogether.
Okay, we're going to leave it there, Lyndon. Thanks for your time. Good luck tonight. 12 overs gone now. 86 for 3.
And they got 86 for 3 from 12 overs, 8 overs to go.
So 12 overs gone, 8 to go, 86 for 3. This innings is intriguingly poised here. I feel it's just at the crossroads, a wicket or two here. Big setback for Trinidad and Tobago. If these two experienced batsmen can build a partnership, put Trinidad in control. Here is McGarrell. And that's down to long on. Imran Khan takes the catch with perhaps the worst ball we've seen for the evening. It was a wide, long hop, and Ricardo Powell obligingly pulled it straight into the lap of long on.
It's an interesting shot because I thought he went to hit this on the offside. I could be wrong. Yeah, I think it just stopped on him a bit. He didn't intentionally look to get it down to long on, but it held up off the pitch. Came on to him slower, and that's the end of Ricardo Powell's parade. 86 for 4.